Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining today's webinar, MortgageWare for Loan Officers. Today's webinar should only be about 20 minutes, 30 at the most, with questions. I will be your host, Kelsey Brown. I am the Chief Strategy Officer and Executive Vice President here at WebMax. And you should be looking at my screen. Yes, that is my picture. This is a sample loan officer website. If your company is engaged with WebMax, chances are your branch or you as an individual loan officer has a site created for you. It will look very similar to the corporate website. However, it will have all of your information, your picture, your contact information, your bio. It can be customized. However, loan officer users typically do not have the access to go in and modify the content on their website. However, a site admin inside your organization can help customize your website. You can add unique content, content on a homepage, blog posts, testimonials. You can change out your bio. You can embed video, YouTube videos inside any page or even in your bio if you wanted a video bio. You do have the ability to do that. However, with your login credentials, the only thing that you can do by yourself is really access all of your loans. Anybody that filled out a pre-qualification or 1003 application on your site, and your leads. These are anybody that filled out a basic contact form on your website. What we're going to go through today is pretty much your site, the abilities that your site has, and also the consumer's experience when it comes to filling out applications. So number one, your website is 100% mobile responsive. It can scale down to fit any device size. iPhones, iPads, Androids, wherever they're accessing it from, the site will scale down to fit that specific screen resolution. Your picture will be right there on the home page with all of your contact information. Some themes or templates have the ability to display your bio right there on the home page. Some do not. Some have a more info button, and you will be directed to your bio page. So it really depends on the designs that your company is currently on. There are a few tools. We have a number of calculators that can be used throughout the site that is readily accessible to pretty much everybody on the call right now. I think the calculators are embedded in all of your websites. There's a few different pre-qualification applications. The one that we're going to go through today is the standard pre-qual. This is just a data dump style application. It's the first page of the 1003. The only thing that we're collecting really is borrower's personal information and which type of loan they're looking for. If there's a co-borrower, they can add that information as well. However, this is not a full 1003. It does, however, integrate with most loan origination systems. It just does not create a new file. It goes into the contacts tab in Encompass. And it does not go into the pipeline. The newer style pre-qualification application that we have, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I do want to show it to you, is the graphic pre-qualification. And what this is, it's a series of questions and graphical answers. We really wanted to make the application appeal to the online user, specifically millennials, the people that are entering the market. We wanted to make it less data entry, more intuitive and easy and fun to get through. So I'm going to very quickly go through this. What are you looking to do? Purchase, single family. Will this be your primary home? Yes, this will be my primary. No, I haven't served in the military. I'm looking for a property that's about 420 grand. I plan to put down 3%. Will you be receiving a gift for the down payment? No. What state do you want to purchase your home? I'm going to go with California, continue that, have you put a contract on a new home? Not yet. Now I get to enter some data. Credit score, I think I'm at a 740. No, I have not foreclosed in the past 7 years. Who referred you to us? This is an optional piece, so I'm just going to click continue. First name, let's go mobile. Last name, contact number, birth date, address. I'm going to open it back up so you can see this. Address is one of those fields that an online user might not want to manually type in, especially if they're accessing your website from a mobile device. So we made it very easy for them to insert their address. All they have to do is start typing in the address, and it is based on location. It'll look in the current location that you're in first for the address. But as soon as you start typing, it'll pull up the list of addresses using the Google integration. Now, if there's going to be a co-borrower, click yes, and they'll go through the list of co-borrower questions. Or if there's no co-borrower, they can just click no. And what will happen is application is done. They're going to know that the application has been received and that you're going to contact them within a certain amount of time. But this application does go into your pipeline and Encompass, so you can actually start to work the file from there. You also have the ability to invite the borrower back to follow along the status of the loans. The next application that I'm going to take you through is the full 1003 application. First thing that we'll ask on a 1003, and it is 100% mobile responsive, so you do know that this can be done from anywhere. We're going to ask what type of loan are you applying for, purchase, refinance. Our applications are right now in its most condensed format. What that means is we do not expose every field of the 1003. That is a deterrent, and we do not want the applicant to be confused by showing them a number of fields that do not pertain to them. So what we do is we show the fields that we need to show, and then based on their answers to those specific questions, if additional information is required, we'll go ahead and expose the additional fields. I'm going to very quickly get through this app. So, quick example of what I was talking about on in its most condensed format and exposing additional fields. If I'm an applicant and I say I don't have dependency, nothing happens. But if I say I do have dependents, I'm going to expose two additional fields, one for the number of dependents, another for the ages of the dependents. Or if my time of residence was less than 2 years, well, previous address is now shown because the system knows that a total of 2 years residency is required. Or if you need to add a co-borrower, you just click a button and we'll go ahead and expose the co-borrower fields. Once the first page of the app, Once the first page of the application is completed, you will receive an email notification letting you know that an application has been completed. And at that time, you can actually log into the system and see what the applicant has inserted so far. And you also have the ability to insert fields for the applicant. One of the things that we did back in October 2015 for TRID was we did not want our clients to have to collect all 6 pieces of information deemed necessary to start that time clock on disclosures. So what we've done was we've given our clients the ability to select which field they did not want to collect. In this case, the field that we're not collecting is subject property address on the purchase side and subject property value on the refi side. We will collect state, however, because Encompass has its own set of rules. So whereas if the loan officer is not licensed in the state of the subject property, then the loan cannot be assigned to your pipeline. So we will select state, and then the system does have licensing rules. So some companies will have the licensing built out all the way down to the loan officer level. So if somebody was to come to your specific loan officer website and you're only licensed in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, that's the only 2 states that they're going to apply in. Then we have other companies that will allow you to accept applications for all states that the company is licensed in. This way you get credit for the loan. However, it needs to be reassigned and encompassed. You'll still get all of the notifications that the loan is started and the loan is completed. It just will not go into your pipeline. That. Save, continue. Next page of your application is the borrower employment. We're looking for the previous 2 years of employment history. So if it is less than 2 years, we will expose an additional address, the additional employment field, so they can fill that out. However, there are going to be instances where a borrower is unemployed for whatever the reason may be. They still need to get through this application. They can just say, I'm not employed. The entire section goes away and allows them to advance through the application. I'm going to go ahead and keep my employment intact here. Next thing we'll come to is the assets page. This allows the borrower to insert all of their bank accounts, and they can associate those bank accounts between themselves or their co-borrower. So we'll put in one here. Account number is optional. If additional lines of bank accounts are needed, just click on the button there. The system will expose a few extra lines so you can put in your bank account information. And same thing for any properties that you own, that the applicant owns. They can associate the property with either themselves or their co-borrower and insert all of the property information. They can click the Add Property button as many times as they need to ensure that all of their properties are listed. Next page is the housing page. The monthly expenses is basically what we're after here. All of these are optional, but it allows the applicant to detail their monthly housing expenses: rent, mortgage, hazard insurance, mortgage insurance, real estate tax, HOA dues, other financial and other. Only thing that's required on this page is at least one monthly income. So again, the applicant will have the ability to select who the income belongs to, whether it's them or their co-borrower. And we'll go ahead and put in a base there. If additional lines of income are needed, just click on the Add Income button, and we'll expose those additional lines. Then we'll get to the declarations page. By default, this page is not filled out, so the applicant will have to go through each and every question. And depending on what they select, if additional information is required, we'll go ahead and expose those additional fields. So for instance, are you obligated to pay alimony, child support, or separate maintenance? If I said yes, it's going to open up a field for whichever one I need to insert. Or if there were any outstanding judgments against me, we'll expose a field to provide additional details. This is also where the information for government monitoring is housed. If the applicant does not wish to furnish that information, they can just click on the radio button there. Section goes away. Or it can insert their ethnicity, race, and sex. And then finally, we're coming to the last page of the application, and we're almost done with the consumer's experience. So the consumer would review all of their entries for accuracy. If there's anything that's incorrect, they can make changes to those specific sections. Also, at any time, they can go back to sections that they've already completed and make modifications or additions to those sections. They can leave you comments. They'll check off on the acknowledgement and agreement. And we do have a built-in electronic signature software which allows the applicant to put in their initials. The auto sign piece will take their name and put it in cursive format, or they can elect to manually sign it with a mouse or pen, stylus, depending on which device they're on. Once they complete the application, a few things happen. Number one, they're going to be redirected to a thank you page in their account page where they can access the members portal. Number two, you're going to receive an email notification letting you know that an applicant has finished an application, and you can log into the system and start to communicate with that applicant. Number three, all of the data from that application is already poured into your pipeline, and you can start to work the file in your loan origination system. We're going to go ahead and access the members portal. just so you know, the Encompass users that are on the phone, most of your companies are using the customer portal or members portal. There are a few loan officers on the call today that are not using the members portal. So what I'm about to show you is just more capabilities of the loan officer website. However, it may not be being utilized by your companies at the time. So we'll go ahead and view the application. So typically what an applicant would see when they log into the customer portal is the loan milestones. They need to know exactly where they are in the process. They'll see your information, your picture, all of your contact information, and then all of the loan details. They'll have the ability to upload documents, and there will be a document checklist. This is put together by your company. So everything that's in this document checklist is also going to fall in the document category, which allows the applicant to categorize their documents before uploading them. They can also name their document, and they can browse their computer, or this is 100% mobile responsive, so they can do this from their mobile device as well. Once a document is added, you will get an email notification letting you know that a document has been added. It's going to prompt you to log into the system, review the document, and once reviewed, you can either approve or reject the document. If rejected, it notifies the client that the document was rejected. If it's approved, then then the document moves over to the E folder in your loan origination system. There's also a message log. The applicant can send you messages right through the system. This is very secure. It's locked down with username and password, SOC 1, SOC 2 agreements from Amazon, 64-bit SSL. This is pretty secure as it gets. So if you're talking about a loan, best practice is not to use your email because your applicant will email you back that way, but you can use the messaging system and it will log everything. You can also send messages back to the borrower, and the borrower can actually see what you sent back right from the system. We do send email notifications, however, they are just notifications. The content of the message is not in those emails. And then finally, your applicant will be able to see all of the information that they've inserted into their application. However, it is encrypted. Socials and account numbers are encrypted pieces of information. And that is the consumer's experience. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to log in as a site admin. Site admins have the ability to really go through everything. You as loan officers, I'm going to show you the sections that you'll have available to you. And to log into your site, some people will have the black bar at the top of their site that says sign in at the top, some don't. You just go to your website, usually first name, last name, dot, whatever your website is, .com/login, and that'll bring you to the login page here where you can insert your username and your password. That's not the one I want you to use there. So I logged in as a site admin. What will happen is once you log in as a loan officer, you'll come to this My Account page. It'll show you how many loans you have and how many leads you have. You'll also have 2 links at the top instead of all of these. One link will be your loans, and the other link will be your leads. We're going to go ahead and click on loans. When you hit loans, it's going to show you all of the loans that are assigned to you. It's going to show you their status, whether it's complete, incomplete, what is it? So you'll be able to see all of that. If it is incomplete, you have the ability to complete it. Here we go. You can view it or complete it. So we'll go ahead and view this one. It'll show you right where they left off. So you have the ability to go in. If you wanted to complete it, you can just go through the application and insert the additional fields. You can save and continue from the control panel. All right, so this is what we need to look at here. This is your customer portal. If the loan is completed, you have the ability to access the members portal. You have a very similar view to the applicant. So you will see the loan milestones, you'll see your information here as a loan officer, you'll see the loan details, you'll see any documents that they loaded. This one was already accepted. If it was not accepted, you would have a big action button here that you have to click and either accept or reject the document. You can always download the document as well. So just click on this link here and you can download the doc. Here's the driver's license. You also have the ability to send documents back to the applicant. You need to give them a gift letter or something of that sort. You have the ability to do it. Your messaging center will be right here. So everything that you sent to them or they sent to you, you can actually review everything right from here. You can't delete these messages, so you can always refer back to them. To send a message back to your applicant, just click in the add message box and insert your message and click send. Your applicant's going to get an email notification letting them know that a new message is available for them, and it will prompt them to log back into your website to review the content of that message. Now, users. This section is very unique. You do have the ability to invite additional users to follow along the status of the loan. Real estate agents, co-borrowers, title companies, whoever it may be that may need to know where, what the status of the application is, you can invite them to follow along. And all you need to do is insert their email address. They will get a notification that you want them to register to the site. Once they register to the site, they'll have their own unique username and password, and they can review all of the loans that you have shared with them. They cannot see any sensitive information, so no bank accounts, no social securities, no document uploads, but what they will be able to see are the loan milestones, and they will be able to communicate with you through the system. And then finally, you have all of the details of the application, although most everybody on this call has the direct integration with your loan origination system, so best practice is to work the loan from your loan origination system. And that pretty much completes my webinar for today. I hope you see a lot of value in the system. And if you have any questions, please use the questions portion of the GoToWebinar toolbar, and my team will be sure to address those questions. If we do not address them today on the call, we will be sending out an email follow-up with answers to all of the questions. Again, thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of your day.